Hello friends, greetings for the day. In last video I have discussed about the team governance. What is the team governance? Why it's so important? That was the overall high level presentation for the team governance, and it's very important for any organization, for any company of any size. Either it's enterprise level company or mid-size company or small companies. So let's proceed further along with the teams governance. Today we are going to discuss one of the decision points to be taken, or one of the feature need to be decided, like the naming convention for the teams. It's very important for setting the naming conventions for team. So in today's video we'll see what are the naming conventions, why it's important to set the naming conventions, what are the best practices, what are the limitations, and how to set the naming convention out of box way. Today we won't see any custom implementation or something, but we will see how to implement it in the few minutes, 10 to 15 minutes, the out of box way. So let's discuss. I'll go to my Office 365 tenant. This is my local tenant, knowledgejunction1.sharepoint1.com. Let's move to the admin center. Naming conventions for the teams or the groups, Office 365 groups, can be set through the Azure Active Directory Admin Center. So let's see, I'm going to Azure Active Directory Center. So from the Microsoft 365 Admin Center, I am navigating to the Azure Active Directory Center. You could directly log in with the Azure aad.portal.azure.com. From the left side menu, there is Azure Active Directory. Click on it. Then from select the groups. On the groups page, we will be redirected to the groups management menu blade. This is very good, just to have fun, to look at the address bar. It shows the different URLs for the blade. So we are now in the AD Microsoft underscore AD. We are in the group management menu blade and all groups. So let's see, there is an option into the left pane, there is a naming policies. Okay, click on the naming policies. Under the naming policies, we could have the two options. Either we could block few words, so whenever user will going to create the team, and if here we have specified block words, so those words are not allowed into the team's creation. Okay, there are several exceptions for this. Some roles are exception for this, that we will discuss. And the second is the group naming policy. So here we could have the hard-coded prefix or suffix, either string or attribute. Attribute is nothing but the user profile properties. But then those are also limited to department, company, office, date of provenance, country or region, and title. If we have custom user profile property, then we require it a custom implementation here, that or any other property. We need to have the prefix or suffix. So let's start with the block words. Before starting that, let's see why these naming conventions are important. So we got to know that naming conventions are for the teams, means either to have some prefix or to suffix, either with some hard-coded values of the string or the user profile properties which are specified in that drop-down: department, job, title, country, etc. And then to avoid certain words into the naming conventions, like if some user creates a tea team, some users create a coffee team, some user creates a sport team. So to avoid these kind of words, because those doesn't reflect the features or functionality of a team, it doesn't help organizations when the naming conventions are like tea team, coffee team, sport team, football team, in this way. So why these are important? These are important for to findability of the team, to have the consistency into the team's naming convention. So those are easily identifiable: who created, for which department this team is created, who has created this team, and so on. And this is one of the governance decision point, whether our organization, we need to give the answer to the question whether our organization has the proper naming convention set or not. And if not, then I must say that we must set the naming convention, at least with these out of box approaches. Okay, now let's start with the setting naming convention. See, here there is a block word. and in this option we have option to upload a .csv file with the block word. Now I already uploaded with two words. Let's say download it. I'll show you which are the two words. If you see here, there is a coffee and tea. There is a coffee and tea. These two words are the block words. So whenever I am going to create, or any user going to create the team with the words coffee and tea, those won't get created, those will get error. Let's see the demo now, how it works. So I am into the team desktop client. I am logged in with the user say prasham at knowledgejunction1.com. Okay, this is my team's desktop client. For let's say not new conversation, let's say joint or create team. Create a team from scratch, private. It doesn't matter for us whether we are creating a private team or public team. So I am creating here T team. So what is this? This is option is checked. It allows us to create. Let's see if we get an error or not. So it started creating the team, and oh, it's a nice work. So that means the team is get created with the name T team. How come this? As I mentioned previously, there are some exception for these policies, exception for some roles. Here, this account, Prasham at the rate knowledgejunction1 dot on Microsoft.com, this is the global administrator account. And that's why it's allow us to create the T team. Okay, got you. So we need to be like there are some exceptions for this. Which are those global admin account? Let's say I will show you. I'll delete this team first. It doesn't suit in my. I'll show you something. Yeah, administrator who are exempted from the team and the group naming policies are like a global admin, user account admin, partner tier 1 support, partner tier 2 support. These kind of roles are exempted, or these administrator are exempted from the teams and group name policies. And here I am logged in with the global administrator account, and that's why it allows us to create the team with the name T team. Now let's see, I have another account. Let's log in with the another account, logged in with the third user. With this account, this account has a no role. This is a normal user, and let's try to create the team here. Create team from scratch. Say coffee team. Maybe copy spelling wrong. Let's try with the T team. And see this. Previously what happened? I have given the one complete name, and that's why it took it. It doesn't consider T team. If I gave space and it found the words T, see this error. The name can't contain a T. Similarly, for we have two words there. Coffee, the name can't contain coffee. But if you give the green tea, it will work. Because tea is not the separate word here, it's a green tea. So in this way, these tea and coffee words are those words are the blocked. Okay. So this is the case where we could block the words. We could download the current CSV file from here, and then once downloaded, we could upload it again. For example, if I download it, open with it, open, this is one which is already downloaded. We will take that one. And if I give here green tea, let's upload it. Make sure we are saving it. Just make sure by downloading it, it's a green tea here. Okay, now let's go to the third user Teams again, and let's try to create. I'll just refresh once, no need, but it should work. So create team from scratch, private, green tea. Sometimes it may take some time, but let's see. We got the error. The name can't contain the green tea. It means it's case sensitive as well. Okay. So in this way, the block words are used. Now second policy in the second option into the naming convention policies, which is the group naming policies. Simple. We could add a prefix and we could add a suffix. Say for example, add a prefix, take a string, knowledge junction one. So our team name or group name will appear like this one, knowledge junction group name. Let's copy this, make sure we are saving it. Now see this, Microsoft group created by user must follow the following naming format. Okay, let's again move to the third user. Create team and give some naming policies demo and see the error. The team prefix or suffix is incorrect. Please try again. Okay, and if I prefix this knowledge junction, it will take it out. Okay, so in this way we could have the, let's create it out. In this way we could have the either prefix or suffix as well. This out of box option is as available. So for example, if we have a team, if we have an organization span across the multiple countries, then we could have India team or Finland team, that kind of based on the attribute and the country or region. Let's see the user title here. Save. Let's go to the third users again, teams. Let's create a new team. Join or create team. Create team. Attribute demo. Prefix or suffix is incorrect, so let's prefix it. It took it. Let's create it. Let's see what happens. Let's skip this. Knowledge junction naming policies demo. Let's check once the groups. Might be title is absent in my profile. Let's see. We need to check the third user profile. Or we could go to the users and check there. So let's go there. Users, active users, third user. No administrative roles, that was from there. Let's check the groups first. You could check the groups from here as well. from the Azure Active Directory Admin Center. Yep. So this one we created, but there is no title into the this naming policy. Let's change it bit. Rather than title, let's see the first profile of third user. What is there? Let's open it. Name, first name, user principal, object ID. There is no job title, that's why it didn't came. Department is let's edit. Architect IT. Save. Now again go to the group. It's okay. Title. Let's create a new team. Going to the teams of third user. Teams. Join or create. Scratch. Private. Knowledge junction. Naming policies attribute. See this, the team prefix or suffix is incorrect. Please try again. So here we need to give architect and it work. Okay, it will create now. So in this way, either we have option of the hard-coded string here, as we have the knowledge junction, and then the attribute title. That was the user profile. But in case if our requirement doesn't suffice with these attributes of the user profile, then we need a custom implementation in that case. That we will discuss into the upcoming videos. Then there are certain best practices. I'll show you something. Let's go to my article again. Yeah. So what are the best practices while applying naming convention? This is suggested by the Microsoft. Use short strings as a suffix. Use attributes with values. The total name length of maximum is 264 characters. So we need to keep in mind that it shouldn't be behind 264 characters. And then we need to upload our organization specific block words like whatever we saw. Then there are certain limitations and restrictions for block word as well. Those are case sensitive. We saw that when we created a team with the green tea block word. When user enters block word, the client will show an error message with the SVC. There are no character restriction in block words use. There is a limit of 5,000 words that can be set as a block word. And as we discussed, for these roles, these policies are exempted. Global admin, partner tier support, partner tier 2 support, user account admin. So friends, that's from my side for today. Discussion on the naming policies. In subsequent upcoming videos, we'll discuss more policies for setting up the team governance. Stay tuned. Thank you so much. Have a great day ahead. Bye bye.